Well, we can only talk about Cardinal Sarah for the most important thing here is what he represents. I think if you've been watching this podcast for the last few years, you've heard me refer to Cardinal Sarah as perhaps someone who could be a pope. And I think that within the Catholic conservative world, he has always been the dream pope for conservative Catholics. He's African. People like that. He's conservative when it comes to sexual morality. He's conservative when it comes to Novus Ordo. So he seems like he'd be the ultimate pick, and people are concerned, well, now that he's resigned and he's 75, is he out? No, of course not. He still will be able to vote until he's 80. Even if he's past 80, he could still be elected. Now, I, Taylor Marshall, don't think that he will be elected. I'd be happy to eat crow on that. I'm much more pessimistic about the next 5 to 20 years. I think we'll be seeing a Francis. He may not be called Francis, but the next Pope will be a Francis 2.0, and there'll likely be a Francis 3.0. You just look at who are the cardinals who will be voting in the conclave, and you start to get saving a miracle and intervention. Make sure we're all praying those rosaries. Again, I'd gladly like to be proved wrong on these things. If you're discouraged about the resignation of Sarah, don't be. But also, I'm not here to say, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to get easier from now. It's not. It's not. I forgot to mention, I mentioned it before, but I didn't mention it in this episode, this article by Ed Penton. And it shows how many officials, you can see it right here, in the Vatican and the Roman Curia are over the age of 75 and still working. In other words, Francis has not accepted their resignation. Here's the list right here. Look at this. And it goes on down here. You know, here 79, 79, 78, 78, 78, 77, 77, 77, 76, 76, 76. So Francis does make exceptions. There are curial officials who are over the age of Sarah, and they get to keep working, but not Sarah. Cardinal Sarah's done. It's over. It's over. So I think we can appreciate Cardinal Sarah for his work, pray for him, but also we need to realize that the changing of the guard of everything that people thought was safe, secure, and sound with John Paul II and Benedict XVI and the Cardinal Sarah and all that, it's going to go away. The good news is that heresy and apostasy and idolatry is self-destructing. It cannot sustain itself. Sexual immorality cannot sustain itself. Heresy can never sustain itself. It always dies. It's like cancer. It has to be on something living, but it itself is not a true organ designed by God. It's chaos. And as chaos, it always leads to death. So, when we see heresy in the church, confusion, we will realize under God's order, in the natural order and in the supernatural order, these things self-destruct. They collapse in on themselves. There is going to be a solution. It's just, I believe, you can disagree with me, I believe it's going to be 20, 30 years off. Maybe I'll live to see it. Maybe. But things right now, to me, seem like we're in eclipse. As Our Lady said at La Salette, the church at Rome will be eclipsed.